Well, I'm going to have to try this again. I meant to get it. It's cutting off on me, so I don't know if any of this is going up or not. This would be the fourth of, and they preach the gospel. I'm a pawn and a hostage indeed. And there's more to that title if I could give it. So I'm going to back here and I'm going to say that the United States, when in this documentary I just saw on Blue Ridge Public Broadcasting, it was a documentary about Joe Kennedy, but really JFK and his family and all that. And it actually told what I had just put on video over the last month. And I've told this about the father, Joe, being made ambassador by Roosevelt, President Roosevelt, and he helped in that kidnapping. But, when I found out that his sons actually had gone with him to the embassy, flew in and there, was in the House of Commons with, how much gall can you have than to kidnap the real monarch, take out my father illegally with nothing but lies? This is a double. So it made me wonder because I was dropped off at Moulton, Alabama, way out in the country in a pigsty. And that's it, a pigsty. But Cortland, Alabama was just a little tiny crossroad, but there was an air base, Army air base being built there during this time, and I believe that it was finished by 41. So I'm just assuming that's how I was brought in. They got me somewhere across the pond, that they call it, here and dropped me off. So the Kennedys were flying in and out, and they took over. It's like they could correct the prime minister. They could do anything they wanted to. Nothing was like the Americans. They don't have to pay for their crimes. So the thing was, when they installed George, illegal, the sixth, he was their monarch. And they installed. His best interest was for the United States. Now then, right after my kidnapping, because when they kidnapped me, they knew my father didn't stand a chance in hell of getting his legal, he's the legal monarch, so that he could do something. They got him out because he was the good guy, good man. So it was right after then that Uncle George, the illegal monarch, helped the United States. It was okay to put their military all over British soil, and then they used it, the invasions that they had done it. It's always done as to help, that they're being the good guys, the Americans, to help the British fend off the Germans. Now then, guess who owns everything British, including the monarch? The Americans. What a joke. Unless someday it comes back to bite them. That's all I can say. You can't undo the pain and suffering, making the Brits fight against themselves. I hope I get to tell it all in truth to truth. I hope I get to tell it all. Okay. Guess that's it. I wanted to finish one thing on the Murphy. There was a gag order. I put this on the others. There was a gag order put on this. Well, I didn't know she was murdered. I knew it fit in the patterns totally. There's no doubt whatsoever in my mind. Her car was found in front of the theater there in Charlottesville. Now then, they put a gag order on that, which is unusual, but now then I don't know if they've taken it off, but it was the date that they were going to go before court, which was the 3rd of February this year. They've never found her body. It's the name and the pattern surrounding it. Okay, you can go back to Murphy's Law. You can go back to Audie Murphy. The memorial's just down the Appalachian Trail. I lived on the Appalachian Trail here at Troutville, up and down to all over the place, just trying to live in the hopes of seeing my sons again. But the Murphy was used in a lot of this. But the thing is that this can be proven. The reason they don't want to tell it is, the, like the FBI told me in '82, they won't care until they find out how it affects them. And that's about the truth of it all. Is there a lot of, well, what do you think? James Holmes is American, the Tucson, Arizona. The thing is, a lot of movie stars and other people have been murdered using mind control. And it's only when it's force-fed them, and you're not going to get it from the media that's controlled by the people that kidnapped me, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, and Elizabeth's still living, and I have to wonder about the Windsors there. Boy, that was the last thing I thought. I, knew something was wrong, and when I was told and found out about my uncle and Elizabeth and her brood, and then that she's part of the New World Order, knew something was wrong, but, I thought it never dawned on me that the rest of the Windsors might be in cahoots with it all. Anyway, I got kidnapped because of my name and being born in America's above the law, and evidently some of the Windsors. But, they all believe in God. This woman who's helped commit so many crimes, and I mean really, and has had every chance in the book to at least make an attempt toward undoing a little of the pain. She represents the Church of England. What a joke.